Welcome back to ETV. I'm Michael Telek.
And I'm Taylor Johnson, and this is your weekly news update.
Over the summer, the departments under the School of Education packed up their bags and said goodbye to their home in Miller Hall to relocate across the street to newly renovated Butterfield.
Departments found out about the move last academic year and began the packing process during the spring semester. The departments were given a timeline that had them moved out by the middle of June. However, the move was pushed back to late July, early August. The move took place because of Butterfield's underutilized potential and the number of repairs that Miller Hall needed.
Well, I guess both buildings were looked at, and it was determined that there were a lot of classrooms in Butterfield that were underutilized. And then in looking at Miller, there were a lot of repairs that needed to be done. And I think when they looked at the overall picture, the cost of those repairs and the fact that we have this beautiful building here not being used, they felt, let's make some improvements in Butterfield, and it would be better or more cost effective that way.
Butterfield Hall's new addition houses the Dean's Suite along with a new lecture hall. The Departments of Special Education, School Psychology and Counseling, Middle and Secondary Education and Educational Leadership, and Early Childhood and Reading are located in the building's original structure. Even though the relocation gave departments a chance to reorganize, there are still some drawbacks involving the move.
The relocation, the drawback is that the space, because we came from Miller and there were a lot of hidden spaces in there for storage, especially storage. It was good because we cleaned house and we were able to organize our records a little bit better. So coming over here, even though it's a beautiful building, the renovated part is we have less space for our records in the student teaching office.
Future plans for Miller Hall are still to be determined.
Everyone has settled into their new housing and gotten familiar with campus. Many groups come together to make sure the campus is ready to shine once move-in week hits. ETV's Bryan Deibel caught up with some of the people responsible to see what goes into the preparation.
There's a lot that goes on around campus in preparation for move-in week that many people don't see.
We're kind of like the backstage crew at a Broadway play. We're behind the curtain doing stuff, and hopefully at the end of the day when everybody moves in, everything goes smoothly and we don't feel a lot of pain at all.
That was Jim Miller, Director of Facilities. He's responsible to make sure that campus is in tip-top shape when the semester starts.
A lot of people are always like, well, what are you guys doing this summer when the students aren't here? And that's probably our busiest time because we have to deal with all the stuff that we can't get to when the people are living in the dorms in particular.
Facilities crews work on everything from setting up signs to planting flowers and fixing any problems with dorms.
Getting the dorms totally ready for everybody, painting, patching holes in walls, cleaning the floors, getting the furniture together. That encompasses most of our time.
Crews were in overdrive this summer preparing Rose Hall for the OSD students moved from Lawrence Towers.
We basically took the whole ground floor, renovated the bathrooms, made them all wheelchair accessible showers, toilet stalls, sinks, everything was at proper heights for them to use. And it was a major undertaking because our plumbers, our electricians, our HVAC people, our carpenters, everybody was pitching in to do that on top of everything else they normally do. It was a good project for us, and I think it really helped build a lot of ownership in that dorm for the students.
Moving in new students is something that the whole university comes together for.
Move-in itself is a wonderful opportunity for the university to showcase excellence. And this year in particular, we saw a record number of athletes, student clubs, and organizations, including Greek Life, ROTC, and the community coming together to welcome our students.
The move-in process starts long before the students arrive on campus.
We help to allay their fears and build their excitement for coming to campus. And once they're here, they engage in orientation.
The process is something that the administration works to improve each year to make sure the experience is the best the university has to offer.
Working as a university, we continue to offer more and more for the students.
It's a neat day because the whole campus comes together to welcome the new students, and I think that's important because, they're important.
For ETV, I'm Bryan Deibel.
Facilities is now focusing on working with building crews in Ross Hall, which they hope to have done by the start of the spring semester.
With a $5.5 million budget to erase and student enrollment down 18% since 2010, Edinboro University announced their new workforce and operation plan on September 10th. By the 2014-2015 school year, Edinboro will eliminate 13 full-time staff positions and place 5 programs on moratorium. These programs are Bachelor of Arts in German, Music, Music Education, Philosophy, and World Culture and Languages. Students in these programs will be allowed to finish out their education, plus some of these courses will be taught as general education. With these cuts, Edinboro is looking to expand the revised undergraduate program like water management, forensic computing, and industrial psychology, plus new graduate programs in business, criminal justice, information technology, and animation arts. Be sure to tune in next week when ETV has a special report on a new workforce and operation plan.
This past Wednesday, students gathered in the Alexander Recital Hall to hear Dr. Rhonda Matthews lecture on Miley Cyrus titled We Can't Stop. The lecture featured an overview of Miley's recent behavior, along with a viewing of her most recent music videos. Matthews talked about the way women are viewed in media and why stars like Cyrus may act the way they do. ETV's Emily Ahrens got a chance to talk to Matthews about what exactly the lecture entailed.
So my focus was on 3 of the very popular songs this summer: Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines, Justin Timberlake's Tunnel Vision, and Calvin Harris's Thinking of You, all of which were really popular songs which featured some form of objectification, sexual objectification of women. And that was going to be what I talked about solely in this presentation when I started planning it in early August. But then Miley Cyrus and the VMAs came along, and so I really felt like I needed to add a discussion of her and how people have responded to her presentation, to her performance at the VMAs, while at the same time not having a real response to the misogyny of Robin Thicke, Justin Timberlake, and Calvin Harris.
Check back next week for part of an exclusive interview with Edinboro's new Dean of the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, Dr. Stephen Combs. Dr. Combs is a graduate of both the University of Southern California and the University of Kansas. ETV welcomes him to the campus, and be sure to tune in for entertainment and global news.
Danse, balance, suis la cadence, on devient tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou, ton
You didn't give up on sex? Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Bring this one.
And this is your entertainment news. America has a new queen. Miss New York, Nina Davallari, was crowned Miss America 2014 on Sunday, September. Is that my bad?
That's what she said. Okay. What do you want her to say? With that all due Okay.
Is there something
Say,
different?
before you say America has a new queen, say, welcome to entertainment news. I thought you said that.
I did say that. I did say it. I mean, I'll say it again.
Okay. All right. Whenever you're ready. Stand by.
Welcome to Entertainment News. America has a new queen. Miss New York, Nina Davallari, was crowned Miss America 2014 on Sunday, September 15th. The 24-year-old beat out 52 other women to take home the title. Davallari is a native New Yorker and the first Indian American to take home the crown. This has caused some backlash, but Davallari says she will rise above the negative comments. Miss California won first runner-up.
In global news, at least one shooter opened fire on a Washington, D.C. Navy yard on Monday afternoon, killing at least 12 people. The shooting spree began at 8:20 a.m. One suspect is dead. The police believe that 2 other additional gunmen may be on the loose. Authorities are currently unclear on why the shooting happened and who was behind it. Stay tuned because coming up we have weather followed by sports.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Give up on sex, don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
I got no balls for losing. Shocking. Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We're just buzzed. Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. He'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really? No, not really.
Buzz driving.
Clear.
Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
Hey, good game. Oh, there he is.
Great game, man.
Let's go get a win!
This year's MVP goes to Jake.
Take steroids and eventually everyone will see you for what you really are. A fake, a fraud, an asterisk. Don't be an asterisk.
Hello, I'm Dorean Churn, and let's take a look at the week's weather forecast. We're going to start off on Monday. We have showers likely in the area, high 63 with a low of 41 degrees. On Tuesday, we have partly sunny skies, high 66 with a low of 46 degrees. My favorite day of the week, and it's also one of the better days, Hump Day, Wednesday, everybody. Sunny skies, high 75 with a low of 63 degrees. On Thursday, we have mostly sunny skies with a few clouds in the areas, highs 79 with a low of 63 degrees. Uh-oh, we're on the uptick now. And on Friday, the last day of the school week, rain showers are likely in the area, but look at the temperature. Highs 81 with a low of 63 degrees. And on Saturday, same thing, rain showers likely in the area. High 73 with a low of 52 degrees. And on Sunday, we're going to have sunny skies in the area, a little bit cooler than the past 2 days. High 66 with a low of 45 degrees. And let's take a look at the week's trivia question. The most rainfall ever recorded in 1 year is more than 30 meters. True or false? All right, let's take a look at today's trivia question answer. False. 25.4 meters. Man, that is a lot of rain in 1 year. Well, don't touch that dial, because after our commercial breaks will be sports.
Danse, balance sur la cadence, on lève bien tes hanches au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou, ton
You didn't give up on sex? Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
My dad's one of the producers for 39.
Bring this one.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.
Hello everyone, I'm Bryan Deibel, and this is your Fighting Scots Sports Update. Borough football had their home opener this past weekend against 15th ranked Bloomsburg. The Fighting Scots came out looking strong, scoring on their first drive down the field when Cody Harris bombed one to DeAndre Vaughn. The Huskies were quick to answer on their own first drive, putting up the kick, bringing the score to 7-3. The Huskies would strike again after an interception thrown by Cody Harris. The Husky offense turned this into a touchdown, bringing the Huskies up 10-7, a lead which they would keep throughout the game. The Fighting Scots tried to keep pace with the Huskies, but having 5 turnovers in the game didn't help them in the 47-35 loss. But in good news, quarterback Cody Harris threw for 360 yards and rushed for 103, helping him to continue to climb in the career record book with 7,226 yards. Moving into third place and just 39 yards shy of second, the Fighting Scots travel to California University of Pennsylvania on Saturday to take on the Vulcans. And in Borough soccer, they're on a 3-game winning streak after defeating Damon College 1-0 on Wednesday and downing Lake Erie College 4-0 on Saturday. The Scots outshot the Storm 18-1 in the first half. Becca Costello scored her second goal of the season at the 37-41 mark, taking the Scots into halftime up 1-0. In the first 5 minutes of the second half, the Fighting Scots would find the back of the net 3 more times, with freshman Alex Brown scoring 2 goals, giving her the team lead of 3 goals on the season. Laura Lee Clements also scored, giving the Scots their 4th goal and the win. And the win brings the Scots up to 3-1, with goalkeeper Megan Kelly recording her 3rd consecutive shutout. The Fighting Scots will host Slippery Rock at home on Wednesday, and you can catch that game right here at edinboro.tv. And lastly, in Fighting Scots cross country, the teams traveled to University of Wisconsin Parkside in Kenosha, Wisconsin this past weekend. The Lady Scots captured the team title at the meet with 35 points, giving them their 2nd consecutive invitational win. Sarah Krolik led the Fighting Scots with her 2nd place finish, covering the 5K course in 17:52. The Lady Scots placed 4 in the top 7 finish places. The men's team took 2nd, losing only to Division I Butler by 15 points. And Dustin Thomas led them off with a 5th place finish, covering the 8K course in 25:23. Both the men's and women's cross-country teams are at home this weekend to compete in the RAG relays on the Doug Watts cross-country courts. That's all I have for you this week in sports. Tune in next week for more Fighting Scots sports action.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
That's all we have for you this week. Tune in next week for more Fighting Scots action.
Also, feel free to email us any store ideas you may have at etv@gmail.com or tweet us at Borough Television. Good night, Edinboro.
Okay, we're gonna redo it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was Edinboro Television.
You know, since you don't need the other cameras, let's move a camera with the teleprompter over to the 2-shot. We'll just scoot you out.
Mike can't say goodnight because I think it's shot showing off throughout the day.
Touche. Yeah.
At noon, it's
I thought like it was weird like not to like close with like anything, you know. So
No, I know.
yeah, I feel that.
But it's hard as we can.
Yeah, gotcha. Makes sense.
Stay by.
That's all we have for you this week. Tune in next week for more ENN.
Also, feel free to email us with any store ideas you may have, etv@gmail.com, or tweet us at Borough Television.